Jalale, boo. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing today? It is season 3. This is season 3, episode 1. You know what I'm saying? And we got a special guest today. He has been ever present in my life since I was born till today. No disappearances, you know what I'm saying? So he been here all day, my whole life, you know what I'm saying? Amazing fellow. And just, you know what I'm saying, a great dude. If you don't know him, you should, or you may already know him. But that's all I had to say about the background. He can introduce himself now.
Well, the reason why I've been in this life from the day he was born to now, because I'm his father. What you call big drummer, Kapata. Kapata is just a spiritual name of Meduneter, which meaning the spirit of the creator within me. That's all. And his name is Ra-Pata. But
that's exactly where I'm going to start. That's exactly where I'm going to start it at. It's real plain and simple. You just started the podcast with a very unique name that's Kapata, and he said mine is Ra-Pata. And then what's the best way to say this? I'm trying to figure out what's the best question. Let's just start easily. What made you even start thinking like that? Not even thinking like that, but like switching your name up and things of that nature.
It's just reconnecting with our ancestors. Reconnecting with, because my name we have now, it all comes from colonizer. It comes from a culture that was outside of us. So I have nothing against, my father named me that. So I have nothing against my name, and I'm named after my grandfather and my father named that. But I also want to be connected because they were also programmed by outside culture and influenced by outside culture. So it's important for me to tap into a culture that was created by people that look like me, felt like me, moved like me, understand me. So I hold on to both names dearly.
All right, my bad. Now, with you saying that created a huge conflict, not a conflict, but a different perspective, because what's the difference between what you did? You said you still love both your names, but then what Malcolm X did and just created an X for his last name.
Well, he started off with an X, and then he changed it to
Shabazz.
Alik Maha Shabazz, and he went Islamic. I went Meduneter, which is the first language, the oldest language, I should say, civilization known to man. We had and their writing was done more so like how today's writing, we use emojis. So there, if we consider emojis, they talk to emojis where people understood, and they used a lot of fables, a lot of, I guess you could say, storytelling. But when others came into it, they took that culture and they gave it to the people like reality, like it was real. So what I did was tap back into that energy, because we are the past, the present, and the future all encompassed in one. So I just tapped back into that. So same thing like what Malcolm X did. He just used Arabic. I used Meduneter.
Oh, so he was tapping through Arabic.
Yeah.
And then you used Meduneter.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you even know that. It's not crazy, but it's like from a normal person's standpoint, even though you are your age, but there's people that still your age that don't even think like that. So it's really crazy that you even went that route, because like that's crucial. And then what's crazy about that is because you always say your journey started with nanny, but that doesn't have nothing to pertain to health.
No, but actually my journey started long before that, because me putting on living myself come from my sister.
Say it again.
For me loving my culture, loving my people, it came from my sister, because she was all about black culture, black experience. But I dived into it. I went even deeper than when she went into it. So it made me understand everything about, the different fights that our people went through that we weren't taught this in school, and then also just how to feel good about yourself and support others. And then it went on to understanding everything else about our culture, European culture, Asian culture, and all these other cultures.
Now, one thing I want to do, because this is going to be a key point right here. When you tap back into that, do you think that improved your life quality?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because we had an old saying called Sankofa, which means you go back, it's like a slingshot. The further you pull it back, what's in there is going to go further into the future. So when you go back and get the information, it's going to propel you further in the future. And this is why when I came out of my rabbit hole, I looked up. I was so far ahead of my class because I went further back and it propelled me forward further. So I see things different. I understand how most of everybody's programmed, and if I was an evil person, I could manipulate the world as well. I understand how it all works, how emotions work, how marketing work, how different sounds. So I could manipulate, but you learn all that by going back, and this is why they don't want you that. If I want to control you, I'm gonna tell you that's evil, that's spookism, that's mystery. Don't go look at it, because as long as you don't go look at it, you're going to be tapped into the lies.
So that's all programming.
It's all programming.
That's all programming. That's all programming. So then, looking back at that, what would you tell the people watching, like to tap back into their roots?
Yeah, don't get caught into the I'm native to America, I'm not African, oh I'm African, I'm not. Don't get caught in that, because those two lands of people has been intermixing with it for a long time, and because of how the history has shaped itself, they made it to where we don't know who is who. So I say I am native to America. I am African. I am both. I embody it all. I embody the people, because the first people on this planet was melanated people, dark melanated people like myself. I embody those, and they live through me. So I would tell people, especially young people, your guys' generation, because you guys have more DNA that is open. You guys can tap into things and understand things way sooner than we could, but it's an attack on you guys because they don't want you guys to do that.
And what's the difference?
What you mean? What's the difference?
Like, why is our DNA more open?
Because because every 21,000 years the world goes to a different energy cycle, and this is where the Bible, the original Bible, you go back further enough, they will say the end of a cycle. Then they change it to the end of the world. So they get everybody thinking the end of the world coming, the end of the world coming. No, the end of a cycle. So a lot of people who believe in that, they done missed it. We in a whole new cycle, and this is why they attack. This is why they're doing chemtrail, trying to block the sun, because the sun is what taps into our cells. Because what they call vitamin D is actually a hormone, and every cell in our body has a hormone, has a vitamin D receptor.
When was the last 21,000 years?
It just started in around 2000. Well.
I know they said the 21st century.
Yeah, they're going up. No, not 21st century. They're going up to the Gregorian calendar, which is not all the way right. But they say around 2012. Some say sooner, some say a little bit later. But we're in that cycle now. It's called the age of Aquarius, where everything is coming to light. Why do you think everything is being exposed?
Hold on. You confused me because you said now it's the age of the Aquarius, but before that you was talking about the Gregorian calendar. So it was the calendar that's the most accurate to that what you talking about. The tracking of the years.
Okay. You got to really go back to ancient calendars like the Medu Nether to really get to see, because what they did was, you heard of BC and AD? Yeah. Well, they restarted the system like they're trying to do now. They try to restart the system. And when you restart the system, they can manipulate the days, because everything is tracked off the movement of the sun. This is why Jesus' death day changes every year, because it's really about the sun. It's about the connection of the sun, and they use that as one isolated single human being. So
they use that as one isolated single human being.
Yeah.
They use Jesus as one isolated human being.
Yeah, they use the original teaching of the Son of God, as they went from the S-U-N to S-O-N. So first it went from Ra, R-A. That's why I call you Ra, the Son of God. So then it went from there to there. So they use all this stuff to manipulate the system. As long as I got you manipulated, I can control you. And the key is, it's a capitalistic world. Money, they use money as power. So the more power they have over the people, the more certain families will stay rich, and you don't get it. So we have the power, we just got to stop wanting them to fix us. We have to fix ourselves, and you do that by getting the information.
No, I get that part. So then the tracking of the years, you'll have to go to the Medu Nether calendar or figure that out. And then from there, when they reset the cycle, they basically are programming you every time.
Right. Well, they give you a program when they reset it. It's been set. First it was the Julian's calendar, then it came the Gregorian calendar. Right. They reset it, but they can't reset nature, and this is why we're in a new cycle now, a new life cycle. This is why everything is being exposed. So anything you think you're being slick about doing in the dark, it's going to get. So it's better to be upfront and honest about everything you're doing, because you will get exposed. That's just the time we're living in now. That's why so much stuff is coming up about health, about shit going on in Hollywood with the pedophilia and all the other shit. Everything is getting exposed.
No, that's crucial. Well, y'all learned a lot about the history right there, and where y'all go back to. What do I gotta say about that? I believe that is very enlightening. That is very saucy to have. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that slingshot metaphor right there was pretty saucy. If you the further you go back, the more you'll understand, and then this will help your critical thinking, maybe.
Help your critical thinking. You see the whole world different. Everything is different. You see the lies, like the movie The Matrix. You actually when Neo put the glasses on, you see things different.
I don't remember that movie.
Matrix, okay, yeah.
I remember
you see things different. There's another movie I forgot to do. When he put he take the glass off, he just see the regular world. When he put them on, he's seeing all how they advertising and targeting the people. He's tripping. He's like, so then he's seeing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's like you have sight but no vision.
Exactly.
If you go back you gather the information, the knowledge, you're restoring your vision. So then it makes sense why they are, because it's easier to lead sheep than to lead. I don't know what else. I don't know what's hard to lead.
When they said they don't want no free thinker, that was Rockefeller said. He came out and said, "I want a world where we program the people. We don't want free thinkers," and this is why they always attack free thinkers. This is why they attack my social media, because the information I put out there it creates free thinking.
But wouldn't free thinking promote humanity? Because it's
but they don't want humanity. That's an illusion. They want to give you an illusion of humanity. They want to give you the illusion of being free, but you're not.
What do they gain from that? Control.
They control.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about control.
Okay.
Everything's about control.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So they don't even. It's an illusion of free. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So then when they wrote, it's obviously getting taken away now. But the First Amendment, freedom of speech.
Yeah, they trying to take that away.
Yeah. That's crucial. That's crucial. That's crucial. That's crucial. I don't really don't have too much to say about that. I'm actually super concerned about this audio. So I'm going to take a little break right here and get something to cover that up. And then the camera also. All right, y'all. We back. We just had to go through a whole run around to get this popping. But we here. We back. And now I got to ask the question I ask every guest on here. How has your year been, 2025?
It's been great. It's been great. I had to learn some new tools in 2024 that made 2025 great. And I'm seeing everything in my life improve. Every aspect of my life improve.
What tools have you learned?
Meditation. I learned how to reconnect with my inner child, because that was the main key, was reconnecting with my inner child. That made everything else so much better. Because as we grow older, you don't...
What you mean by reconnect with your inner child? Like the reconnect with the silliness, or reconnect with your desires of the inner child? Like what
everything. The whole everything. From the silliness, the desires, the hurt. Because a child hurt, I mean, just think about it. A lot of things that you like or dislike right now, it stems from when you was a child. You made that decision when you was a child. So certain things, like certain foods that you won't eat because you didn't like it as a child. But as an adult, that certain food might have certain nutrients that you really need in your life. So as an adult, you're not eating it for taste. I'm eating it because I need that nutrient. So that's looking at it from a adult perspective, not a child perspective. As a child, you don't care about no damn nutrients.
Yeah.
So.
But you just said you had to reconnect. That was the
opposite example. So what I'm saying is that the reason why you want to reconnect is with your child, because you get as you get older, you bury the laughter through life, through bills, relationships, all these things that hurt. You start taking life too serious. So you lose the imagination. You lose the willing to just try, because everybody told you what you couldn't do. So reconnecting with your child, it allows you to go back, have a bigger imagination. It allows you to be able to try things and don't care about how it end up. You just want to just try and explore and keep learning. So that was being like really major.
For you?
For me.
Why you, that's crazy, it disappeared. Well, how long? Let's date it back.
It actually happened, it's common that it disappeared. Because we program. Because you ever heard of the 3D, 4D, and 5D?
Of course.
Okay, so we living in the 3D. As you get older, 3D is just about the problem. You got problems, and you stay stuck in the 3D. The get out of the 3D, you go to 4D is imagination. But if you smother your inner child, you can never get to the 4D because your inner child, the imagination is there.
Okay.
So
hold on. 4D is the imaginative zone.
It's the imagination. That's how you get out of a situation.
Okay.
You have a problem, you imagine yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And then in 5D, you become it.
Okay.
Even if the world hasn't, the physical world around you hasn't materialized just yet, but you become it.
Yeah. Now, what I'm thinking about that is, you become it. As in, like, a self-fulfilling prophecy you become, or that's you realization it? Like, that's you hitting the goal.
No, before
and then it resets.
Before the hitting the main goal, you got to hit is the mentality.
Yeah.
So once you become it and mentally, the physical world will shape around and will show it. So everything is required for you to be that. It will be that. Just like say football. You want to be a football player. Well, football players have to train.
Yeah.
So you start training. Now you are that.
Yeah.
It might not even show yet on the field, but you are that. Until by the time game time come, you showing out because you are that now. But you have to first become it. And when you come it, football player, I got to get up, I got to eat a certain way, I got to work out a certain way, I got to get rest, I got to do all those things.
Yeah.
So you start doing those things, and now you're that.
That's funny.
Why?
It's funny because when I first started the podcast, it was me and Deratio, and he was like, you keep on using these football references, and it's cool to see that you use them too. He was like, you overdoing the football references, bro. Not everybody play football.
I mean, you could use it in any part of life. He's right. But you could use it in any part of life because we both are former football players, so we can relate. But you can relate it to anything. You can relate it to basketball. You can relate it to cooking. You can relate it to whatever it is you want to be. If you want to be a health practitioner like myself, I had to become that. Because and before you become it, you it.
And one thing that's crucial about the athlete, too, is you got a limited window. So in like a lot of other things, you don't really have you have a limited window, but it's not as tight as that one. If that make any sense to everybody out there. Like if you don't get 18 and 22 and then 25 and up, you're like low-key considered cooked.
Yeah.
Unless you just super duper outstanding.
Yeah, you're a super duper athlete.
Yeah.
It's exceptional to the rule. But for most people, an athlete career, no matter what sport it is, the average is 3 years.
Yeah.
And if you got a little to you, you might get 5 to 6 years. And if you're a superstar,
and that's at the professional level.
That's at the professional level. If you're a superstar, you would get between 10 to 15 years. That's superstar. But the average person is doing 3 years.
The average person is doing 3 years. And that's crucial to think about because the average person on a football team is doing 3 years. Or you'd say if they're a starter, they is probably going to do it 10.
The average person on a team, even being a starter.
Oh, even being a starter?
Even being a starter.
It's still 3 years.
It's still 3 years.
Dang.
Because you got to think it's a young man's game. And if you're not keeping up and advancing, and you're just a average, decent player, and another young buck come behind you as a superstar, you just lost your position.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. So. You just sitting there praying. If you're not getting better, you praying that a young they don't get a young superstar.
Yeah. You got your shirt right there.
Oh, I got a spider web.
Yeah.
I got a little cobweb on my shirt, y'all. It's getting. We was in the trenches fighting battles to get this shade up. You know what I'm saying? It's showing on the I got war trophies. But that's why when you do the athlete, you got to be on your P's and Q's from when you get out of high school. If you're not talented enough, just automatically. What I gotta say next is too. I was in my head I was thinking about all the short players, and I was like, dang, for all the people that's undersized, that's in the world that want to be an athlete and things of that nature, want to be great in the field. It's like 10 times for me at least. 10 times more important for you to make it because the inspiration you have for all the other people that's undersized. So I was thinking about Isaiah Thomas. You know who that is for the Celtics? At one point, he was my favorite player because of his height. It makes you like when the person that look like you and is an underdog, that's like how you are underdog, make it, you like getting there, create an army behind you that gives them inspiration and motivation and stuff like that. I just thought of that recently because I was just thinking of like, dang, it's like, I don't know, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, that's why representation is very important. So you can inspire others. If I can do it, you can do it. You don't have to be X, Y, and Z. So a lot of times they like to mold people and only put
token shit.
Yeah, you got so everybody think they got to look like this person or be like this person. Nah, representation is everything.
My bad. I was gonna text messages. What'd you say again? You said representation is everything.
It's everything.
But they are planting. We were talking about earlier with the manipulation in the program, and they be planting certain representatives, especially politically.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all be like it's a lot of politically, and
socially.
for the product too capitalistic too.
Yeah, because they have to do that because they cannot show black people in a certain light because it will inspire them, and they don't want them inspired.
Ooh.
So they have to.
They control it.
They control it. This is why you think when hip hop first came on the scene, selling drugs looked at down on selling drugs. It was about uplifting the people. It was talking about the environment that we come from, but it was talking about it in a different light. You didn't glorify it. To now, you glorify getting high. You glorify killing your own. And they pushed that because the people who pushed it, not only are they making money from the record sale, they have life insurance on you, and then they also make money from private prisons. So they getting money from it on every angle. So they get you to go out, you become this new hot artist, and you influence a whole generation to do dumb shit. Now this whole generation go to jail, start killing each other, so you start making money on the death, you start making money on the imprisonment, and you making money on the music.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So that means basically they getting quadruple whammies.
Yeah. And then when a person died, in our community, you see they selling food plates, they doing car washes just to bury them when they making all this money off of us. And we still the slaves. We just don't understand.
Why do that? That was a question I was having too. Why is African Americans or people of color have so much influence and we don't have that much influence of our own? If that make any sense?
Because we don't know who we are. Because it naturally comes from our melanin, within our skin.
Yeah.
So how we walk, how we swag, and all that, it influences others, but we don't own nothing. We create all these TikTok dances, all these new slang, but we never patent them.
But why? Because the melanin, like why?
No,
like what we like?
We
what's
don't.
so
We,
like you know?
Because we wasn't taught about the business side of padding this stuff.
No. My bad. It's more so in the sense of like why isn't it the other people like the
Because
Asians?
Because
melanin
melanin controls rhythm. See, melanin helps control the biological clock. When your liver kicking in, when your heart kicking in, when your stomach, your digestive system kicking in. Melanin will keep all that. That's called your wake sleep pattern.
Yeah.
When it's time to go to sleep, when it's time to get up.
Yeah.
All that is in sync from melanin.
Yeah.
That's where the whole concept of a clock comes from. Studying up. People who have less of it have less rhythm. This is why you see, certain white folks and certain age folks, they can't dance.
Yeah.
But you look at the majority of it is black folks. When you look at them on skates, it's us. It's the melanin. It's the rhythm. So that's why. But we don't put the business side with that. We just doing it because it's natural for us.
Yeah.
Other people see, they doing that stuff natural. They see the business side. So I'm about to go take what they're doing naturally and incorporate
it just seems like we got different strengths.
We do. But they made it seem like we are all the same. So if I believe you that we are the same, and you could do certain things that I can't do.
But they've been taking advantage of the African people.
Right. But I'm saying all that was done on purpose. It's now just time for us to start waking up. This is why these conversations are really important in today's time, because more people are open to it, because remember, we're in a new cycle of energy. So energy, when your frequency goes higher, you wake up. Lower frequency, like death. What they say, when a person dies, their frequency, their body get cold.
Yeah.
Coldness is no frequency.
Yeah.
The hotter the body, the more awake you are. So our frequency is waking up.
So being in the sun, we wide awake right now.
We wide awake.
So we should stay. We should be hot. We should stay in the sun and be hot.
You stay in it so long, you don't want to get burnt. I don't get burnt. I can stay in it, and that's be due.
But why do that's a easy question. They like black people get sunburns.
That because they don't,
especially when the slaves was outside all day long.
Yeah, but their slaves was eating the vegetables, so you're getting all the chlorophyll, you're getting all the nutrients the body needs, so you didn't get burned. So, but when you don't have enough melanin, you don't have enough nutrients, you're going to get burned.
You're going to run to the sunscreen.
Yeah, and then you're on toxic, then you're going to get cancer, because all it is just more toxins out of the body, but you don't blame it on the sun, but what you was putting on your skin, that got absorbed into you.
But it worked.
It's like steroids. Steroids work, but it causes other problems.
Yeah.
So yes, the sunscreen stops you from getting burned, but it also causes skin cancer. It causes this cancer. It causes that cancer. So is it worth it?
That is true.
Eat
Or
better,
dodge the sun.
Yeah, eat better. Don't stay in the sun all goddamn day trying to bake yourself to get a cool tan.
People really do that? 'Cause I never
Yeah.
stayed in the sun to get a tan.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. We don't have to because we are a tan night. But people who are more pale skinned, they want to get the golden look. This is why you think bodybuilders, when you see white folks when they bodybuild, they spray on tan because it make the muscles pop out more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they don't get that tone in? Where's the...
They spray on. They spray on. They make your muscles define and it pop out more.
That's crucial.
Yeah.
I wonder, dang, that's crazy.
All sunscreen. When you look at this person, if I put sunscreen on a white person, I look at them under a certain type of light. It looks like they look black.
Oh, I seen that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that video.
Yeah.
I seen that video. It was like an infrared light or something like that.
Infrared light. Yeah.
Yup, and then everybody was black on the beach. I think it was the beach one.
Mm-hmm.
It was that beach one. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. One other.
But
go ahead.
if that's the case, then if we're more too, because if you think about just the human race and just the books you got, we evolved, or you just think of Darwinism. They say you're supposed to evolve to survive.
That's a theory. See, a theory is not a fact.
Yeah.
So those are just Darwin theory. Some people say they came from apes, and certain people did, but not us. Because
No, what I'm saying is, if everybody, so you say that humanity don't evolve, because what I'm saying is, if you're in this environment, you're an adapt, and then through these adaptations, you're going to look a certain way. That's why they said there's this race, there's this race, there's this different type of, when there was back in the day when there was different skeletons, when people had different variations of humans. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, the thing is that I don't believe in that because on a cellular level, black people, we have more selenium base, where Europeans have more sulfur base on a cellular level. That don't change us. So you can't evolve that into switching from a selenium base to a sulfur base. And this is when they have more ammonia. And this is why when they get, like you can see white people when it's cold outside walking around with shorts on. Because when the sulfur get cold, it heats up.
Yeah.
And then when it's hot, you can see them with a jacket or something on. Because when they get hot, it cools down.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. You can't, how that evolve. I don't talk to.
Oh, you don't believe in the evolve at all?
No. We evolve in certain environments. We adapt to certain environments, but we don't evolve where we changing our whole cellular structure base.
Yeah, I heard that too. What's his name? Young Pharaoh was preaching that. What I'm finna say with that is, so what are we? If you know the answer, so I don't know, then where'd everybody come from then if we ain't come from the same source?
Okay, just like the trees. We come from the creator that was created. And if you go back to what they call the Shabaka stone.
Well, you said the trees, though.
I'm saying the trees, because you got certain trees that made it to America. You got certain trees that made it to China. You got certain trees that made it to... So I believe that every population, I don't believe that we all came out of Africa and we migrated. I believe that certain people, how we was created in the mortar portal, how you say that word, of the water. They call it nun, of the waters, that certain people are just native to certain lands. So you have certain black people that was created here in America. You have certain black people that was created in Africa. You have certain black people that was created because at one time, that's a theorem too, but they say all land mass was one.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
The Pangea, they call it.
Yeah. So what I would say is that it was black people only on the land first.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was only black people on the land first. But they all created in certain parts of the land, and then they migrated.
No, I get that part, but then if you said they don't evolve or switch how they look, then how the different skin colors come about?
Because it was Europeans, Asians, and black people, and then the mixing of those people created other people.
Okay.
Just like wasn't no Mexican race. It wasn't no Mexican race at first.
Okay.
It was black. Then the Spaniards came over, mixed with the black people that was already in that part of the land, and they created the culture that we call now Mexican, because Spanish is not native to that land. That was brought from the
and
Spaniards.
that's just California talk, because you know in New York and the East Coast they be Panamoni, they be all they got all
Panama,
different, you know, those Puerto Ricans.
But see, even though there was Africans there, came with the Spaniards and mixed with them, and this is why you had dark Puerto Ricans and light Puerto Ricans. Same thing with Filipinos. You had dark Filipino because it was black people there. The Spaniards came there. That's why Spanish is so big in the Philippines, and they mixed with those people. So that's why you had the mixing of the people, some light, some dark. And because the Spaniards came in.
So you say it's basically 3 base colors, and then the combinations of those colors
exactly
is what brought this about.
Exactly.
So then you say, from just deconstructing the theory or your paradigm, you say that the nun, which is some type of water that give life, I'm guessing, from a Shabaka stone,
yes,
created 3 different humans or colors of humans. You got the black, the Spaniard, I'm guessing, or the white and the Asian. And then through the mixing of those, it brought about everything we got now.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
brought about everything we got now. And for people, the Shabaka Stone is housed right now in the British Museum. So if you want to go look it out, Professor Kaba wrote a very nice book on the Shabaka Stone. If you want to check that out to gain more information, but it talks about the primitive waters of Nun, and it just basically talk about how basically.
So trying to say that again. The what?
Primitive.
Primitive.
Yeah, primitive waters of Nun, and basically. Nun just means like the woman with the amniotic fluid within a woman when we was all born. The amniotic fluid.
Oh, what the baby sits in?
Yeah, what the baby sits in. That's the water that come out of. We all come out of darkness. So with the whole thing, the concept of how man was created through the water of Nun in darkness, and when it came to light, as the Creator creating itself so it can know itself.
Whoa.
So just like for me to know myself,
that sounds
I created
crazy.
you come out of me, out of darkness. And out of this darkness, now I learn myself, and you can call me something no one else ever could call me, and that was Dad. You gave me a name, Dad. So now I watch you watch me, so we learn each other. So when I separate you from so when they separated,
I'm confused.
Okay. When you break up the black family, now, if like I said, I was in your life from the day one.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't in your life, like my father died when I was 3.
Yeah.
So I don't get to see me in an older life. I don't get to see me how I will move in certain situations.
Yeah.
Because that was teaching me how to move, how to be a man.
Yeah.
Then also, my father would look and he would see the childlike in me to help him stay connected to the childlike in him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to go?
That's how it's supposed to go.
Oh. Or that's how you think it's supposed to go?
Yeah.
That's crucial. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense. Because I was just, in one of the old podcasts, we was talking about, imagine if you didn't have your parent. Now you got to learn things on your own because your parent is kind of like the reflective. And through that reflection, you can learn from their mistakes or from their boons, like the good things about them. And you kind of got like a roadmap to life already. But if you didn't have that, you constructing your own roadmap.
Correct. Yeah.
But that's a different question. Say if I was a woman, could you still have that same effect?
Yeah, I have it with my daughters. I had the same effect on them as well. I learn from them, they learn from me. It's just a different type of learning.
So the gender don't matter?
The gender don't matter.
Okay.
Because we all are connected.
Okay.
This is why they say we are connected to our ancestors, because when you forget about we had 2 deaths.
Yeah.
This is what they taught in the Medu Neter.
Yeah.
And the reason why you celebrate our ancestors, I say, is because you keeping their name alive. When you stop talking about them, that's the second death. And then they forgot about them. So it's why it's very important to have an altar in your house for them. To make sure that all the offsprings know about the people who was here, who was gone, who were responsible for you being here. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Okay.
So,
and hold on. You say you support for them to know so y'all don't fully die.
Yes. You don't fully die. You keep their name going.
Okay. You keep their energy alive through that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You keep them some type of frequency.
Exactly.
Okay, that's crucial. Well, that was a huge part right there. We done went around the whole roadmap of how we got here in a not lamest, but a pretty quick, like 20 minutes. And then after that, we talked about keeping your name alive through death. How you died 2 times at the end right there. That was pretty crazy. And this all started from just based off what you learned this year, some tools about the childlike.
Yeah, I mean, all this knowledge started a long time ago. But for me personally, to get into the space I'm in now, it all started from me going back, understanding who I was on a cellular level and grabbing that inner child, freeing that inner child. Because that inner child, I didn't
that's
cry.
what I wanted to ask. When do you think that inner child disappeared from you?
It started disappearing from me, I would start to say around 7 years old.
Okay.
I started taking life more serious because people was starting to be more critical towards me because I didn't know how to read and write until I was in junior high
You said
school.
7 years old, so you lost your child as a child.
I started losing my childlike ways as a child. I started taking life more serious because I stopped trusting in people because how people was treating me. Yeah. So as I got older, I became more colder and more harder.
How?
And that happened to a lot of black kids. That's why, we have so much hate towards each other. Because we close proximity. How you say that? Proximity.
It's an X, proximity.
Proximity.
Yeah.
So anything that's close to you and you don't like yourself, you're not going to like nobody that looks just like you. So
If you don't like yourself, you ain't gonna like nobody get around you. Then I'm gonna let you finish. But the question is, why did you start disliking yourself? But keep going.
Because of what people told me who I was, I started believing it. I was ugly, I was poor, I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I wasn't gonna be shit. So I started feeling like I was cursed. And I had to ask God, pray to God, God, please, why you curse me with these big lips and the dark skin and what they call nappy hair?
That was weird because you said cross proximity was all other people that was your same, that had the same features.
But the thing is that with some people, like I grew up in the 70s as a kid. In the 70s, dark skin wasn't in. Light skin, L. DeBarge, Drake looking motherfuckers, they was in. So that was in. So you were dark skin, you were getting talked about.
Oh, for real?
So that's where the whole complex come in at. And so they even like with the Serena Williams thing.
And Michael Jackson.
Yeah. See, I was around. I'm old enough to remember when Serena Williams was playing, and they used to talk about Europeans said, "Oh, she like a monkey. Oh, she got too much muscles."
They said that?
Yeah, she like a man.
They called her a monkey?
Yeah, all that. All those. They said a lot of nasty things toward her. That
I
subconsciously made her. When she looked in the mirror, she made her not like what she saw because she talked about she used the Ozempic pen to lose all this weight. And by her losing all this weight, she deteriorated a lot of mass, muscle mass and bone mass that they don't talk about. But she did that thinking in her heyday, at top of her tennis game, when she was in the best shape.
She started in?
No.
Oh,
I'm saying, because she said she wanted to lose the weight, even though she was six-pack thin, she just had a nice ass and nice thighs, which was perfect. That's health right there. As long as your midsection is not big, your ass and your thighs can be big. That's health right there. But because Europeans wasn't, quote unquote, their body wasn't like that. She got body shame. So it stayed programmed in her head. So when she started using the Ozempic, she lost all this weight, she didn't realize she was self-hate, and what she was doing to herself on a cellular level is major. She paralyzing her stomach. She losing bone density, which is going to affect her bone marrow and how her body heals itself in the production of new red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. So she's going to pay for this down the line, seriously.
No, I understand what you're saying right there. And what's crucial that stood out to me was the fact that how we started the talk, we was talking about how black people is influential. And then from there, you were just talking about how she wanted to be like the Europeans.
Because she was around, remember, close proximity. She was around more Europeans. She wasn't around the black folks because she grew up in the hood. But when she made it and they seen that, we can make money with her because she's good. So then they all coming around because now you represent a business. And a business will make money.
And at that level, there ain't that many black people there.
Exactly. So, and then she was the best at the best. So, of course, they all came around her. So now it was critical.
So now she in rooms where she the only black person.
Exactly. And then they talking about her, you need to look like this. This happened to a lot of black models. They want them to be skinny. But now the thing is, now they have a model, they go get surgery to get BBL.
That's
they
what I'm saying.
Lips injection. They getting tans. Now they want to be, now it's cool to have these features, but when someone been demonized and programmed all their life, they don't see that. All they see is fat. All they see, they hear the voices. You too big. You look like a man. You look so... There's all those things.
And that's based off of close proximity.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that is, I'm finna say it, but we gotta take a break. What's crazy about everything you just said right there is the fact that when they get to the top of influence, like let's say she was the best of the best, where you stem from, you start talking about your philosophy of life. And then once you start giving them words, you have a huge audience who listens now. So what I'm pointing out is, sheesh, sometimes you can't listen to some of these people at the top.
No, you can't. You can't listen to them at the top. You got to be able to have discernment. and what you're hearing and knowing what's bullshit and what's real.
Yeah.
And you got to also look at the whole scenario about it.
Then how could you tell? How would you give somebody discernment?
By doing more research, reading. Just don't take everything. Don't take nothing I'm saying on this podcast as face value. Go do the research. Use this like an alley-oop. I'm giving you words or information that you probably never heard of. Now you go build on it and see if I'm telling the truth or not. Then you come back and be like,
when do you not do alley? Because that's what I do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I notice a lot of things I hear, I go back and cross-reference.
Right.
I don't know about that's just hecka skeptical, or is that just because it comes off as skeptical. Like if you tell me to do something, I'll do it instantly. But if it's like some information or something, I'm always thinking like, why it is like
that's good. That's a good thing.
You could not be too much of that thing.
No, you cannot. More people need to be. If more people to ask why, we wouldn't have so many people getting that vaccine. If more people would have asked why and when did their own research, they wouldn't allow them to convince them to put poison into their arm that made no sense. Mm-hmm. But because we don't ask enough questions.
But the only thing about that is you be tripping, be not tripping, but it'd be like the believe. Like if you told me to do something, I'm doing it. But when it's like you just give it information, I'll be like, wow, I'll be questioning, do. It's like kind of they take it like as a you don't trust me.
You shouldn't trust them. They from Agent Orange to the Tuskegee to I can go down the list of all the things they did to poison the American people. Mm-hmm. Why would I trust you? If y'all caught me in lies and did all these type of things, would you trust me? Mm-hmm. Would you trust me to take me for face value?
Could you have too much trust where you lose Should you ever lose independent thought due to trust?
No, never lose your independent thought. That's your God-given gift. That's your God-given sixth sense. When they tell you, like, I got a gut feeling, listen to your gut feeling. Yeah. Because your energy, what's inside you supersedes you as an aura around you, and it connects to certain energy. And it knows when certain energy is not right. That's why you walk in certain rooms and get a feeling like something ain't right in here. Or you go around certain people and be like, I got a bad vibe. Mm-hmm. That's your inner God energy connecting to different energies around you, and it's telling you that. When you ignore that, I should listen to my first mind. Damn, man. Mm-hmm. That was you listen to your God-given gift.
Nah, that's crucial because that got me thinking in the sense of like, you should never lose your independent thought.
Never. I mean, I take an example. I remember when you was shooting a music video for Seth, and you was shooting it in that building and tore down. I told you, don't do it because I don't want you to get in trouble. And this that I was speaking from a parent. Mm-hmm. You said I'm gonna do it, and you took a shot and you did it, and it worked out, and nothing happened. Sometimes you gotta take that. But if something were to happen, you also gotta take that too. Mm-hmm. If you got in trouble, so I just say just own it. Somebody give you the information, then it's up to you what you're gonna do with it. So sometimes you listen, and sometimes I'm gonna take a chance, and that both of them is okay. But just be accountable and responsible for whatever outcome that come with it.
We talked about one of that topic in the old podcast about weighing it out on a judge's scale. Like, see, and then Sun Tzu has a quote. He said the strategy that is far-fetching and deep, or what's the best way to say this? He say I'm paraphrasing right now, a successful general or strategic, whatever person, he say they win before they go to battle. They don't go to battle without already seeing the victory in their head. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is on a judge's scale is see that action through. You know what I'm saying? See it all the way through and then see the other action all the way through and then weigh it out what action you believe is, you know what I'm saying, that have more pros than the other.
That goes back to what I was just saying. That's 4D, 5D. 4D, before he went to war, he imagined it. He imagined it. Uh-huh. You see? Then 5D, he became it and went to war.
Yeah. He imagined it and then became it and went to war. I'm trying to find the quote now, but you that was a short. I thought you was gonna talk a lot.
Oh no! I was just tying it in how 5D, 4D. You can call it all these different things, but the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's all the same thing, and that's what. And a lot of times we get in arguments and debates over names, and we really saying the same shit. Like no, so just if you learn to look at things from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. And stop arguing from right and wrong, it would change a lot of shit.
Start arguing from right.
Stop arguing from being right. And I'm right, you're wrong. I want to see it because how I'm looking at you,
like an ego death.
Right? How I'm looking at you is different. It's a different perspective. Yeah. Now, what I see, what you don't see. I see your background, but you don't see it because you see this background. So I could tell you what I see, and you'll tell me what you see, and we get stuck in arguing what we see. Like, you wrong, no, you wrong.
Yeah.
When we switch seat, we see that we both was right.
Yeah,
just perspective.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about with the too much skepticism. Where do you have to lay it down at?
How much do you care?
How much do you care about what you all talking about?
Exactly. If you don't care about it, I'll listen to it. If I can't find a reason why I need to go research it, I'll just take it for face value. That's what you said? Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that. And if something I really think is going to impact my life in a negative or a positive way, then I'm going to go and do more research on it.
Okay.
If someone tell me eating this certain food is beneficial for my life, I'm going to go do some research. If they tell me eating certain food can cause damage to my life, I'm going to go do some more research on it. And that's what a lot of people don't want to do. And we have a peel microwave thinking society.
But hold on. You said it depends on how much you care about it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will argue away at everything.
Yeah. That's because those people are addicted. Our body creates certain chemicals when it's in a fight or flight mode. And arguing is a fight or flight mode. We get addicted.
Arguing is a flight or fight?
Yeah.
It creates a flight or flight system?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's stress. That's why people say this. I can't.
Is it?
Why you see some people like, oh, I can't do this.
All right, then what's the difference between an arguing and a debate? Or the
debate is when we come in with information to back up the stance that we're standing on.
All right, bet.
So you had two people who are prepared, they ready for a debate. But when you have one person who's prepared with information, the other one prepared with just emotion, the one with just emotion is going to say, I don't debate. Oh, I don't. This stressing me out because they're not prepared.
Some don't. They just overtalk you. They just use their passion and try to just scream at you.
Yeah.
But I found a quote, y'all. God dang, it took me a minute. I didn't know where I was at in my quote book. But the quote was, I did a good job holding the conversation. When your strategy is deep and far-reaching, then what you gain by your calculations is much. So you can win before you even fight. When your strategic thinking is shallow and nearsighted, then what you gain by your calculations is little. So you lose before you do battle. Much strategy prevails over little strategy. So those with no strategy cannot but be defeated. Therefore, it is said that victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. That's Sun Tzu.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. But you could take that and apply it to everything you're doing in life.
Facts.
I went and ran, what's it called? We call it the Gauntlet. Gauntlet. I always say it wrong. The Gauntlet. And it's the high school thing. My thinking, I'm going to do this. Want to knock this out. Was it hard? Yes. First lap, shit. My legs wanted to quit. Second lap, my mind wanted to quit. Third lap, my lungs wanted to quit. Fourth lap, my whole body wanted to quit. But I already seen myself being succeeded. So it wasn't no quitting. That wasn't an option. And I ran it through and did it. So what you say is what you're going to be. Both sides are right. You say you can't, you won't. You say you will, you will. So thinking that, how you think is very important. Self-talk is a very important conversation. That's the most important conversation you can have.
They say your worldview is determined by what you decide to hear.
Yeah. And really what you decide to hear from your own voice.
That too. But it had to start, like you said, yours started at 7.
Yeah. I started seeing the world looked very cold. And for black people in the inner city, that's what it looked like. And the same thing when I think about Caucasian history in the Caucasus Mountains. They come from an ice where it's ice. So when you go outside, the food was scarce, the weather was cruel. You hear ice cracking, it sounds like death. And
I ain't never heard that.
Okay, it sounds like death.
You heard that before?
Yeah.
Like you been in a situation, or you just heard it on the internet?
I heard it before, but not like in a massive way.
Oh, okay.
Just in a small way.
Oh, okay.
But when you hear the ice...
Does it really sound crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So when the ice is cracking, the whole part of it can scare you, so your whole world become, your God is an evil God. Your God could be a jealous God. Your God... But when you go over Africa, where the food is not scarce, where the weather is nice and sunny and pretty, so now you're thankful, you're grateful. You're grateful for all this. So your approach is not to take. Your approach is, here, there's plenty of it. Go ahead, get what you want. When you take some people that come from Iceland, everything was take. You know when you don't get no more. So when they came into Africa, they seen all this they were thinking, I'm war-minded. Because they come from a historically place that you had to have a war of mind.
Mm-hmm.
They never changed that. They never evolved. You know about evolve? They never evolved from a war of mind. That's why America is a military complex world.
Mm-hmm.
They still have a war of
A
minded
military complex world.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Here. Let me see how long this been recording for. It's only been 10 minutes.
Them like your daddy over there talking some deep stuff.
This is 10 minutes. I'll just put 11 now. So I'll put like 25. 25. That's like 30. So I'll put like 10. This is 11, 21. All right, bet. So we'll put like 10 minutes. All right, bet. So you said it's a military complex country.
Mm-hmm. War. That's why we always at war.
That's why we always at war. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean they go in. Europeans had came into every land,
But
and
America not the only place where there's a concentrated Europeans.
No, it's not. But the mindset of it, so you look at Germany,
Mm-hmm.
was one time the war capital.
Mm-hmm.
They had the military capital, the best military ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
They had that?
yeah, they had
For
that, yeah. And you look at the Caucasus Mountain where it come out of. That's off the coast of Germany when what they call the Quasi people, what they call them? The Khazar. Well, no, they out of over there by Russia, all up in there. And this is where those people are really the people of what they call the Jewish people of today.
So
That's where they come
Germany
from.
Jew is in Germany.
Yeah. So they came with a war-minded people. They look at Israel, how they over there bombing and you know the people in Gaza and all this type of stuff. And it's crazy when you actually start looking at the people and how they move. Nothing has evolved. We always talk about evolving. Why they haven't evolved?
Nothing has evolved. So you're basically saying the people who run this country,
Who run this world?
stem from that place.
Yes,
I mean, it's working. Why would they evolve?
exactly. But they see when you think like that, they think they know who we are. We don't know who we are. But they also think that we're going to do to them what they did to us. But it's not in us. If we was, we would have did it by now.
Mm-hmm.
People, a thief will always think everybody trying to steal. A liar will always think everybody lying.
Mm-hmm.
A person who's a good person would think everybody be good, and that's why they always getting burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Because they coming at it from that. They're not using discernment and saying, this is how I am. But it don't mean that everybody else are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to judge you off what you show me versus me judging you off how I am. And that's how you don't get burnt.
That's how you don't get burnt. That's crucial. That's crucial. You basically just said that if you're a good person, treat somebody how they should be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Not just... Because so then, how would you feel about this thing my mom used to always say? Treat people how you want to be treated.
You do, but when they show you different, you pull yourself out away from them. So being nice, being a kind person is just who I am. That's how I want to be.
Oh, then how you deal with revenge?
I don't. Revenge is... The man I am now, I don't. The man I used to be, I'm going to get your ass back.
Yeah.
In some way, somehow.
So now you do the turn the other cheek.
Not turn the other cheek. I'm always defend myself. I'm not going to let you just... But if you do something that's scandalous to me, I don't have to go back and do nothing scandalous back to you. Because that's how you are. I'm not going to let you turn me into you.
Okay.
And that's what happened with a lot of people. You get
So you're not
sucked
going to
in.
fight fire with fire?
Only if I have to. If someone got a gun and they trying to shoot me, I'm going to use my gun to shoot back.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out and start a shootout with someone just because I have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to do that.
That's a fire starter.
Yeah, I'm always protect myself. And I'm going to match what energy I have. But I'm always trying to get myself out of that environment by any means necessary.
So you don't believe in revenge?
No. Because the revenge is only hurting yourself. You only want to hurt yourself when you try to hurt someone else.
You're only going to hurt yourself when you hurt somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people who successfully hurt others back. How would that... Say if I say you hurt me, then I hurt you back. How is that hurting me?
But how you know how they feel internally?
How do I know how they feeling internally?
They could be living hell internally.
What does that got to do with me, though?
Okay, I'm saying it. You hurt me,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm going to hurt you back.
Yeah.
Now I'm carrying that same hurt. If you hurt me,
Yeah.
that means I understand you a hurt person. You did that on some hurt. I'm just not fucking with you no more. I'm good.
Okay.
I don't have to go back and hurt you back.
But
I know what I bring to the table. My absence is going to hurt you more than me going to get revenge.
My absence is going to hurt you more than me getting revenge. And why is that?
Because I bring quality to every relationship that I come. I'm going to bring information. I'm going to bring love. I'm going to bring respect. I'm going to bring honor. I'm going to bring appreciation.
No, I hear that. I hear that.
So that is very rare. So if you take that away, you're going to feel it.
What I'm finna say next is, I'm still stuck on a point where if I hurt them back, why does that hurt me?
Because what happened is, someone, when I was roaming in the streets, if someone kill your partner and you go kill them, it don't make your partner come back. It don't make you feel no better. Mm-hmm. Now it's just another war. Because now they're going to come back and kill you, kill somebody, or kill you on your turn. It's just a vicious cycle. Nobody never feel good about themselves.
Oh.
So all that revenge, nobody, you can go to any turf on any place in America and nobody feel good about getting revenge. It ain't enhance their life not one bit.
For real?
They still feel the same hurt from losing their loved ones. Now they got to watch their back even more. They got the law behind them.
Then how do you deal with, we're at a very small level, right? Let's upgrade our level of living, right? Mm-hmm. Say you a country, mm-hmm. and you want land, like you want something, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to take that. Mm-hmm. So you take it. Mm-hmm. Now the other country lost that. Mm-hmm. They can't they protected themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So, but they said they lost that battle, mm-hmm. and they try to take it back. Mm-hmm. Now you got that cycle. Mm-hmm. What if that's a country?
Well, that's when you want to take it back. I mean, that's when you want to fight for what's yours, what you believe in, and everything that happened
and what's
from
the
a macro and a micro. See, revenge is here's the thing that if you came and took my house,
yeah, well,
I'm gonna fight you to get my house back.
Yeah.
If you just did something that burnt me, that's just one time, and I'm just done with you. Mm-hmm. I don't have to go get revenge on you.
So if somebody attack you, and you lost the battle, mm-hmm. are you going to seek them out to fight them again? Say you lost this house. Mm-hmm. Are you going to try to seek and take another house of theirs?
Depends. I can come back. If they come in, they take my house, yes, I'm going to fight them. I'm going to fight them through the court. I'm going to fight them by any means necessary to keep what's mine.
Yeah.
That's different than someone just walking
I know,
up.
but then you lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where the side, for me, it's like where the revenge will come. Oh, you took my house, I'm finna take your house. Mm-hmm. Now, would you go into that? Or would you just say, okay, he got the house, I'm gonna just...
No, I'm gonna use the law to my advantage. That's to my advantage, to try to get my house back.
Yeah.
And that's how I would do that. I wouldn't go in and with my guns blazing, because what happens is I don't get the house back and then I go to prison.
No, I'm just more so saying it's like pettiness, mm-hmm. and like not being able to take that loss.
Well, that's an emotional thing. When you learn to control your emotion, pettiness don't bother you. Yeah. Because you rise above it.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between that. So if it's petty, I don't trip off pettiness. I don't trip off, I used to want to protect myself on the internet. When people say certain things and all that, that's their...
Oh, you don't do that no more?
No.
You really don't do that?
No. I would have an educated conversation about something.
So you don't do that no more?
No, I don't do that no more.
For real? When you stop doing that? I swear you was just doing it. You was just doing it last year.
I said, this year been a big growth for me. I had a big jump.
Yeah, I can't believe that. You used to always fight back in the comments. No. So you don't fight back in the comments.
No. Now, it depends. If they say something that's reckless, I would try to give a educational response. I'm not going to attack their character. I'm not going to attack them or none of that. I would just say something that will make them think. Mm-hmm. That's more, I think that hit harder for them and the readers. Mm-hmm. A lot of my response is always for the readers, never the person who said it.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's dope. So that was just upgrading our entities to like a country. Mm-hmm. You lost that part of your land. Now you could go and get your land back for various reasons. Now that's moving in, because we're talking about
that's protection. That's not moving in being pettiness or revenge.
No, I'm saying like you lost that though. Mm-hmm. Let's say you lost that part of your land, mm-hmm. but in your grand scheme of things, you need that land for this result that you want. So now you're going out and taking it mm-hmm. from them. Mm-hmm. That's just moving out of like, it's like I'm taking from you for me though. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? How is that?
It's no different than like we seen done in Africa, right? Like certain parts of Africa, they're telling white folks they got to leave. Yeah. I got to get up out of here. This is our land, and and rightfully so, they right on that part. Mm-hmm. So I can see that. Yeah. Like they was here. I don't care if you was born there. Your ancestors took this from our ancestors, mm-hmm. and why should we be living in poverty? And you guys just benefiting and living a good life when it was stolen. It was done through murder and rape and everything else. Yeah. So we're not going to murder or rape you, do none of that. We just going to push y'all out. You got to go. Mm-hmm. Go back to your country. Mm-hmm. So I support and agree with that mm-hmm. part of it. Now, if they can work something out where they can live in cohabitat in a peaceful way,
Yeah.
so be it. That should be a way to go. But if you can't, but the thing is, how can I trust you when you don't have enough honesty to recognize the truth and be like, you know what, you're right. My ancestors did take this. This is rightfully yours. I'm gonna give y'all this back.
Why would
But
they
can
do that though?
That's what I'm saying. So this is why you have to take that approach. Like, no, I can't trust y'all. Y'all gotta go. But a righteous person would say, this is y'all, but can we live now? I know we didn't do this, but can we at least have this portion so that we can survive as well? And I believe that the people will say, you know what, you're right. We will give you that. We let y'all have that. But the majority of this is ours.
So then the righteous people would just give it right back, right? Boom. But at what point? What my whole centerpiece of this is: at what point do you? Where is it wrong to take, like, for your benefit?
I mean,
How does that, like, first I was going to go drop us down a scale. The starter, that's your, but for me, I rock with you. But I'm going to have to take your spot so I could get what I want.
Your job, my job, not to let you take it.
Yeah, but then he takes it. So then how do you...
Then I got to go back to the drawing board and get better, so I go take it back.
And then you taking it back, that's not any type of revenge or nothing.
No,
Like,
it's not
that's
any type
what
of
I'm
revenge.
saying.
We fighting for a spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a revenge thing. It's a competitive thing. But
so then the same thing in the country. I want to be the biggest country.
So you kill my brother
for his resources.
Well, if you're in a country, I'm not going to allow you to take. I got to defend it. Same thing here. Our ancestors didn't lay down. We were defending it. We just lost the war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we just lost. But now we're starting to wake up to it, and this is why they kind of strip away a lot of different rights, because we're starting to wake up to the truth. Because we're in a new energy era, like I was saying earlier. So going back and waking up and unlocking the chains off our thinking is a good thing.
Yeah.
We cannot beat them physically.
Yeah.
Because they got the military and all this stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have that, but we can beat them here, and this is all we need to beat them here. Take the things off here, outsmart them. So when you talk about revenge, the best revenge is to outsmart them.
And I'm just more so, I get what you're saying. The best revenge is to outsmart him. I don't even want to talk about, like, not really more so revenge. It's just, because it all stems from, if I do something to you, you going to do something back to me, right? So I'm just thinking, like, as a country, I took your land. Or let's say we go back to gang territory. I took that block for this resource. Now it's like more so a resource game. Like, I'm doing this out of resourcefulness, not out of emotions. And that's the difference. When you do revenge, it's out of emotions with no backing.
Yeah.
When you are... That's what I'm trying to pinpoint. You see where I'm trying to go with it?
Yeah, I see where you're trying to go. But the thing is that macro and micro. And what you see in turf...
What's the difference between macro and micro?
One is larger, one is smaller. So when you look at the world as a macro, a larger scale, like how they, like 9/11, quote unquote, which was a fake war. I mean, a fake thing that happened. Well, I mean, fake. Yes, the buildings went down, people died. But who they said did it and how it happened, it was fake. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that so they went to war, went to revenge. They used that to be able to go take over another country.
Yeah, right.
So it's the same thing. So on the micro level, the streets do the same thing. This is our turf. They came over here trying to take our turf because we getting money over here. Yeah. And then they kill a couple of people, take over it, and then we get pushed out. Then we come back and shoot at them and try to take it back over from them. Yeah. So we just mimicking, but it's applauded on the macro level and demonized on the micro level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But what I'm thinking is there's no difference. You're really moving out of your intentions. Like, I had to take for you to do what's best for me. Yeah. And it's just like, that's just what it is. Right. And
but the problem is, if I'm in a military, I don't go to jail for killing those people. Yeah. If I'm on a turf, I risk going to jail for defending my turf. Yeah. Because they deemed it illegal. Because same thing with marijuana. 20 years ago, marijuana was bad. Marijuana was this and that and that. Yeah. Here we are now, 2025. Marijuana is good. Marijuana is this and that. What changed? The people who controls everything said it. They said it's a good thing now.
And that's what we was talking about in the beginning with the influence about the people at the top. Yeah. It trickles down. So if if you want to influence people, either you must be absolutely somebody with words of I don't know, but your words must be very compelling, or get to the top, and then you'll naturally compel people.
Yeah.
So one of the way.
Because when you're at the top, people
Look
equate.
up.
Yeah, because they think you
Look
got
up.
money. You made it.
Yeah,
you made it. So now I want to
Looking up at
get
you.
there. Yeah, I want to get there. So they're going to listen more than when you broke and you talking like, man,
That's what I'm saying.
you sit next to me. Yeah, you don't tell me something.
That's what I'm saying. You must have a superpower with your words.
Exactly.
If you at the bottom with them and able to compel them to do certain things, like Malcolm X, like he was in jail, and then he came out and was able to compel people. Like you must be a super person with your words.
You now speak to the frequency. See, words are toned with certain frequency, and when you know how to speak on a certain frequency, you can tap into their frequency that make them intrigued and make them want to follow you.
Yeah,
That's what all the great speakers know that. From Dr. King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, E.T., Wallow. All they had this gift to be able to speak with a certain tone and range.
because they wasn't rich
No.
or like at their
But
startup.
exactly, but they was able to speak to a certain, just like a preacher. When you go to church, this preacher make you think he's talking directly to you, and in that moment make you want to get up and then you can go move the world. While people say, "Oh, preacher had a good sermon today. He was on fire," but then the next day you back on the bullshit. You was so energized and ready. Same thing when you go see Eric Thomas. He ready to make you move mountains that moment, but the next
But
day,
some talkers like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, they actually had him about it.
Yeah, but because they was stayed on it and kept going with their movement. So a lot of times, like I said, you go to church, you there in that moment, listen to them, then they gone. So you don't see the preacher until next Sunday. So during that week, you're hearing a bunch of negative stuff. You're hearing all this other thing that deprogram you back to 3D. All you seeing is problems. Then you go to church, the preacher's going to preach you problems because he's staying in 3D, but he's also going to be able to move you in those problems because he's using his tone to resonate with your frequency, the frequency of move you and like follow you. Almost like the Pied Piper. You remember the Pied Piper dream?
No.
The Pied Piper is a story of how the Irish supposed to took the snake out of Ireland with a certain frequency, and they just followed them out. That was the Irish people killing what they called the twat
So that
people.
was a story about a real
the,
event.
Yeah, about the twat people and how they killed the twat people. The whole leprechaun was about the twat people.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they was short. They called the derogative was the pigment people.
Say that word again.
Twat.
No, at the Rocketons.
Oh, derogative.
Derogative.
Yeah, the derogative, you call them a pigment people. Meaning
Yeah.
it was short people.
Yeah, I know.
But these
derogative.
people was some of the oldest people, the first people. And they had like what they call, they're connected to the cosmos on such a high level. They're like, they could talk to you without using words. Like, what they call it?
They could talk to you without using words, like
Yeah.
telepathy.
Telepathic. They're very telepathic.
Them people?
Yes.
Them twat?
Yes.
For real?
Yes. Those are the oldest people. They had more of the godlike qualities.
But you say
Or the-
God-like qualities, like what we think is a
Supernatural.
God-like.
What we think is supernatural. They had that was naturally in them.
Oh.
We got it too in us. It's just they've been buried through programming, processed foods, chemicals, and all that, which stop us from being there where we need to be.
Man, the twat people. That's crucial. That made me think about fables differently. Or not fables, but stories. They may have some type of meaning behind it.
They all do. All our ancient stories have nothing but meaning behind it. But they use stories. Just like, there's no different now. Children books are stories, but teaching a lesson within the story. When you go back and you look at the Metu Nethers and the thing that the Twa people and stuff like that, they was always telling a story, but they understood that you would retain it better and get it better if I told it in a story made with metaphors and what's the other word I want to use? Where it's not real characters. Yeah.
I mean, it's working with the Bible
Yeah.
and the things of that nature.
Yeah.
Like they retain it.
Allegory. Yeah.
What is an allegory?
Meaning that it's not the truth. But people taking it as the truth. Like Jesus walked on water, like a man was living inside of a whale's stomach. Moses talking to a burning bush, a snake talking. Those was all allegory stories that had a meaning behind it. And the snake was always worshipped as something that was smart. European culture demonized the snake.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
I was talking in a podcast. I want to see what your opinion on this is. Do you believe the Bible make people better?
if they read it from the right perspective. Yes.
How is it? How it's taken now?
No, because most people take it too literally,
Okay.
and they thinking like it was.
Oh, let me just say the principles. That's what it was talking about. There's the principles that the Bible teach make the world a better place.
If people would actually apply them.
Okay. So yes, you agree.
Yeah.
If you took the principles from the Bible,
Yeah. From
It's
any
making-
religion teaching.
any,
Except for, but you got to understand though, it's certain principles, like how the Bible says, slave, love your master
Yeah, that's
like
what I
you
was
love.
thinking.
No. So it's certain, you got to use discernment.
yeah.
Certain ones good, and certain ones no.
Mhm.
Certain ones is full of shit. Woman don't have a voice. That's bullshit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Women should be seen and not heard. Bullshit. You should be able to buy your wife. That's bullshit. So you got to
And that's all put
in
into
the
there.
Bible. Yeah. Because the Bible, this whole world is ran from a very European, male,
And that's when
dominant perspective.
When I went to the Kingdom Hall, that's what it seemed like. It was, they basically gave you an icon. They basically took away your individual thought because it's not easy to visionize who you want to be. Visionize the qualities you find amazing, the qualities you don't want to do. They basically gave you a roadmap of already someone who built up of who you should be like with qualities and principles. That's what I took it as. Like it's just like a handbook on how you should live life based off of somebody's thoughts or whoever.
Right. But see, the problem is they interject a lot of bullshit in there.
Yeah, because
And they tell you can't celebrate this, you can't celebrate yourself, you can't do this, and it's all a bunch of hogwash. The whole thing about pagan, even the word pagan, they love to throw
hold
that
on, pagan. That's when it's multiple, ain't it?
No, pagan is meaning you worship everything.
'cause monolithic.
You're worshiping something that's not of this. But pagan is really about it's just meaning
You're worshiping something that's not of this. What that mean?
okay. They call Christmas pagan.
Pagan.
Yeah.
I don't even know what pagan.
Pagan just mean from the biblical story, how they use it, it's just meaning that you're worshiping something outside of what this Bible says.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you're a pagan.
Yeah.
But it was never, the true word of it was never meant that.
Okay.
They switched that around and made it mean that.
Yeah.
It was never meant that.
It's just not hard.
Yeah.
Just get a group to. The more people believe in it, the more they'll take it as truth.
Right. And even the Bible says when God then was talking to Adam and Eve, and it said, if you eat the apple, you become one of us. The word us, meaning it wasn't just one. It wasn't just one God. Because with one God, they wouldn't use the word us.
Mm-hmm.
And God was not just a man, is a energy that possesses male and female entities, the energy.
Okay, that's dope. Well, that was a little religious standpoint right there, you know.
But religion what made me get in. Religion played a critical role into where I'm at right now. And because...
So it wasn't Nanny.
No, before Nanny. It actually was your mom when she wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness. I wanted to debunk it.
Oh, she wasn't always a Jehovah's Witness?
Who?
My mom.
She didn't always practice it as much as she said until she had her car accident.
Oh,
and
really?
Then she wanted to practice
so when I was like
more.
5th grade?
Yeah, then she really wanted to practice it more. And I knew that religion was bullshit, but I didn't know enough about it. So I dove deep down and studied Charles T. What's that fool name? I forgot his name. Charles T. Dang, I forgot his last name. But anyway.
Why? Was he like a YouTube?
He the person who started it. But he used to
he started the religion?
Yes.
How can somebody start a religion?
Easy. This is how they started. Seventh-day Adventists.
So what's that again?
Seventh-day Adventists, Protestant. All these religions that were started, they all have a start date.
They all have a start date.
Even
how does
Christianity have a start date, 2,000 years old. Islam has a start date.
Christianity started in 2000?
2,000 years ago.
Oh.
Islam started 1,500 years ago. The Islam that we know today.
So they could literally... Then how do they mystify something that's not as old as the whole earth?
Because if I could convince you that everything started at one time, then you think that religion started from the beginning of time, and it didn't. Mm-hmm. So you don't even go look and see what was the people doing before this religion was started. Yeah. They don't go search that.
Yeah, I thought stuff was around for a minute.
No,
you say it started and people will be treating this like it's what's the best way to say it? Like this been around forever.
Yeah,
like this is the one way to go about it. So when he was saying that, they only been practicing when my co-host at the time said, like, these principles that they preach makes the world a better place, but them principles wasn't there before 2,000 years.
And the world was better.
Still there.
It was better.
And you say it was
The
better.
world was even better. If you go down and look at history, the world was better before the three main religions came about.
And what are the three main religions?
Judaism, Christianity,
Judaism.
and Islam.
Yo, they say Judaism is the oldest. That's
Judaism is the oldest out of those three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before that, I think that's when they had the multiple gods, I think.
It was always been
It wasn't monolithic.
It always been multiple gods. Right now, every day, Sunday is a god, Monday is a god, Tuesday is a god, Wednesday is a god. Our muscles, our triceps is named after a god. So we don't realize that we're practicing a bunch of different gods daily. When you say, I got to go somewhere Tuesday, you just do all the God name. I'm about to go to the gym, work on my tricep, my biceps, all these.
But then that's where it comes from. Like, what's the best way to say this? You ain't pull your slingshot back.
Yeah. You didn't put a sling, just Syncopa.
Yeah,
you didn't go back far enough.
You ain't go back
so
far.
So the further back you go, the more bullshit you see along the way. And you're like, oh, I see what y'all did.
Cause that makes it. That was a huge. Because that religion wasn't around forever.
And this is why people like Constantine, he was a leader, he came up with the current today Christianity and the King James and all that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he took out certain books.
I heard of Constantine.
He took out certain books out the Bible called the Council of Nicaea. And
how you spell that?
I don't know how to spell the Council of Nicaea. Nicaea is I think it's Niccan, Council of Nicaea. I'll tell you right. That's for your audience to know it.
Nah, that's crucial though, because I didn't know that, and I was stumped. He was
the
right.
Council of Nicaea.
I was stumped.
You spell it Nicaea.
Nicaea.
Yeah, the Council of Nicaea, and it happened July 325, and that's when they changed everything. That's when they decided to take. Used to be a lamb on a cross, actually. And then they changed it to putting a man on the cross. Then in 800 AD is when the Pope said they made an image and they put to Jesus. Before 800 AD, you never seen a man on a cross. You never seen a Jesus on a cross before 800 AD. And Jesus supposed to died in 33 AD.
Oh, wow.
You never seen it until the Pope said, let's change it from a lamb to a man.
To make it more impactful, right?
Yeah.
To make it more impactful.
Yeah.
They can relate with a man more than a lamb.
Yeah.
Because you are a man.
Yeah, and the cool part is a black African named Ariel. Ariel, when he heard what Constantine was doing, he came in with his men. He was like, no, you can't do that. You can't change up the Bible. You can't do all that. Constantine ran him out. Him and his army ran him out into the Caucasus Mountains and with Germany. And all these white people running around here and call themselves the Aryan nation. Don't know that y'all are calling yourselves. Y'all named after an African man.
Oh, really?
Y'all hate black people, but y'all named after an African man. Just like the swastika sticker. The swastika sticker is the symbol of the creator. And it symbols 300. Each turn is a 90 degree turn, which meaning the whole, 360 degree. And it was considered, and Africans created that. Hitler went in and stole that and made it and switched it out and made it dirty.
Yeah, switched the whole representation.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So when you see Kofa and you go further enough back, you see all the bullshit. You come like, oh, I see.
Yeah,
so now you learn how, if you was an evil person, how you could manipulate people as well. Or you could come in and start to wake people up. And when you wake people up, you become a threat to the entities that want people to stay asleep.
That's crucial, y'all.
I know I'm dropping some heavy shit on y'all, but I hope y'all
crucial.
ready for it.
Nah, that's crucial, because I was just thinking, too, as you were saying that, I was like, damn, we outside. They probably tell you, like, you a crazy man in this backyard. What is he talking about? What's the right word? Either threatening how I think, changing how I think, or I can't even hear what he's saying. I had to go away.
Well, the beauty of this, no matter, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And you know you might reject it, it still lodges inside your subconscious. So when you're ready for it, it will come back up.
That's why I made a quote. Once you know something, you can't unknow it.
Now you can ignore it, but when you're ready,
it won't disappear.
It will come back up. And we all have our own alarm clock. And if my alarm's set to go off at 10 at night and your alarm's set to go off at 6 in the evening, Don't you come bring your ass in here trying to wake me up before my 10 o'clock. When my alarm time to go off, it'll go off. Then I'll be ready for the information.
But then what happened if you can't be mad at, or you could be mad at anything. But what happened if somebody came, their alarm clock went off at 6 p.m., yours go off at 10, but they woke you up at 8 to save your life?
Well, maybe my life wasn't meant to be saved.
Because
Because you could wake me up, but don't mean I'm going to receive what you waking me up to do. You could wake me up and say, get out, the house is burning down.
Then we
I might not say.
can hone in on this. This is for all the people who try to put their fellow brothers and their friends on.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? There's two things I want to ask, because there's two things. I want some advice on waking somebody up, but they not receiving that action that you wanted to learn or information, whatever, to do something. When do you stop? And then the second question, what you're teaching right now sounded super important. What would you tell the youth that know how to read to learn? Like, what's like a handbook of like how they should learn to really prepare? But the first one and the second, you remember.
Okay, the first one, I would say, first, always ask people, do you mind I share something with you? Because they might not want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they say yes, then you share the information. Now, your job is done.
Okay.
Your job, if they don't respond to it how you think they should respond to it, that's not your job. Now you're overstepping your job. Because now you're going to put the emotions in. Now you're going to get upset because they didn't move how you thought they was going to move once you gave them this information.
So if you remind them, you don't even remind them?
No, because that's it. You have to remind them. I mean, they wasn't ready for it just right there. Mm-hmm. You just dropped the seed. Your job is to plant the seed and keep it going. Now, if you keep moving, if you moving in a certain way, you're going to water their seed without having to physically water their seed, because they're going to see how you moving, and it's going to inspire them if they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If they're not ready, the seed is
very
planted.
small action.
Yeah, small action.
So it's just like, tell them, then let it be. Go about your business. Mm-hmm. Don't try to drag them.
No, because they're only going to frustrate you because they're not ready, and they're going to frustrate them because they not ready. So now y'all mad at each other. Y'all arguing over some dumb shit. Your job just drop the seed and keep it moving.
And keep it moving. Drop the seed and keep it moving. Okay. On to the...
and the other question was... What was the other question again?
What would you advise somebody to learn? Because they don't teach us none of that.
Okay. Well, I advise you guys to learn... It depends on where you're at in your life. I would say just start reading books. Start listening to podcasts. Listen to audiobooks. Books about history. Books.
But there's so many podcasts to listen to. Is there a...
Okay.
What do you think is like something everybody should learn?
Who you are on a cellular level.
So health.
What food do you need to eat?
So health.
Yeah, understand.
Everybody should be their own medic.
Everybody should be their own doctor. You shouldn't have to. You don't have to be nobody else's, but you need to be your own doctor.
Ooh, then that makes me question, because what you're saying, you're rejecting the whole programming of America.
Yeah.
What you're saying is, we were talking earlier about trust and then keeping your individual thought. What America has did was they taken our individual thought on medicine and gave it to us to just follow robotically what a doctor said.
Yeah.
So you basically saying get it back in there. But then I'm wondering, what else have they taken our individual thought from?
Everything. You name it, they took it from you. Creativity, love, laughter, individuality.
Okay.
You just think when I was your age, East Oakland had their own sound, their own look. West Oakland had their own sound, their own look. Vallejo had their own sound, their own look. San Francisco, Richmond. So you heard a certain music, or you saw, look, oh, you from Richmond, I could tell. You know, it's like L.A. L.A. look and talk and rap different than we do in the Bay. Different. But now with the internet, the lines have been blurred. So everything looked the same.
Yeah.
The individual has been taken. Does that make it easier to control? There's no individuality.
Because there's no individuality, so then it's easier to control because you're able to get the representatives of that, and then if you get the individuals of that, like the representatives of that, to look a certain way, then you control the mass.
Exactly.
Because you're controlling who's at the top.
Exactly.
It's easier.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 10 individuals, it's a little bit harder than just one individual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. Now I just had to break it down for them. It's a little easier route right there. So that's why it's liked.
I mean, you get demonized, just like
Demonized.
yeah. But okay, remember like all your friends, like when you went to Oakland, because you grew up here, but you went to Oakland, but you kept your own identity to a certain extent. And like when you used to wear your Birkenstock, they didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, why you wearing that? Why you not dressed like how we see everybody else dressed?
Mm-hmm.
You came in with your own who you are, and
Mm-hmm.
you was comfortable in that.
Mm-hmm.
No matter they laugh, tease, you laugh right with them. If it's funny, you laugh with them. That's staying your own identity. And that's why I try to tell people, keep your own identity and don't work. Everybody always want to have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Share your experience from your perspective, and you will connect with your own tribe.
What?
Just stay,
Hold on. Everybody has their own thing to say. Share your own experience and your own things because you will connect with people.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're doing is you're creating your garden, and
Yes.
people are going to naturally gravitate it, or they're
Find
going
your
to go
tribe.
away from it.
Yeah. You'll find your tribe, and you'll push away people who shouldn't be in your tribe. But when you try to fit in like everybody else, you lose you trying to be like everybody else.
But then let's talk about it from the football. Sometimes you have to do a field skill and be like everybody else. Because remember when I went to that camp and I had them baggy pants,
Mhm.
you got to look apart.
Yeah. It's dressed to the occasion. It depends. So if you going to do construction work, you're not going to wear Birkenstock. You
No.
got to dress to the occasion.
Yeah.
You're going to wear some steel-toe boots.
Yeah.
So if you playing football, you got to go. You got to play to what you're. It's a toolbox. I'm gonna use what I need to help me perform at my best on this field.
Okay, I get you. And then when you get to the top, you can switch how they dress because you're going to be
Yeah.
one
After
they
the
looking
game,
at.
you go back in, dress how you want to dress, how you want to move.
No, I'm talking about like, let's say for instance, I had the baggy clothes on.
Mhm.
At that time, the baggy clothes wasn't in, but when you was around, the baggy shorts, you
Right.
know what I'm saying, was in. Right now, we in tight shirts,
But the baggy clothes coming back though.
not in the sports.
Not in the sport because
Not
you don't
in
want
sports.
to. You really don't want it in sports because,
The
especially like
restriction.
football, it restricts you.
Yeah.
Stop you.
Well,
Slows
I'm saying
you
if
down.
you like that way of dressing though, like if somebody
Mhm.
think that like I don't care about that, that's how I want to be. If you get to the top, and then that's
But
how
you're not gonna
you
get to
show
the
up.
top showing up like that.
No, I know, but you got to play the game
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah.
And then once you get there, they looking up. Now you can start influencing the trickle
Exactly.
effect.
Exactly.
If you wanted to still wear your baggy clothes, like you got to get there in the tights, but now you like, bro, I don't even want to play like that for like the basketball, for instance.
Mhm.
You see all they shorts is back like how the 80s is.
Right. It real super short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
short
And when
again.
Jordan came, he stopped that. He went with the low to the knee.
Oh, he started that?
Yeah, Jordan.
He started that?
Yeah. MJ.
So when he started, he was wearing the short ones.
Yeah.
And then when he got up there, he started dropping his
He dropped his thing now, and the whole league followed.
the trickle effect.
Yeah.
The trickle effect.
If you good, that's what they'll do.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna follow. All right, y'all. We just seen that the microphone or the camera died for that 17 minutes, but it's okay. Y'all still gonna get that information. I hope y'all rocks with that. But right now, I want to ask this question: how'd you like this podcast? As we gonna wrap it up right after this. How'd you,
This particular episode.
how'd you like being on it?
Oh,
How'd you,
I like it. I like being on it. I turn down a lot of podcasts, a lot of radio shows. I get asked to go on all the time because I've been waiting to get on yours.
Mhm.
So now that you finally have me on yours, so now I'm gonna start saying yes to others.
Mhm.
So I wanted, be on yours first. So now I'm gonna start saying, okay, y'all come on.
Season 3, episode 1.
It took him long enough. It took 3 seasons. for me to
3
get on.
seasons. That's right now. I have season 1 was 26 episodes or 28. Then after that, season 3 was 8 episodes. Or season 2, my bad. Season 2 was 8 episodes.
Why such a big drop off from 1 and 2?
Because of the co-host availability.
Oh,
So, I had to finish out the last by myself, but he was only able to do about 4 to 5 of them. And I don't too much like doing it by myself. I feel like I'm venting to the camera instead of giving intelligence and perspective to the camera. But, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? You like the podcast. He always on camera. So, usually people I have, they don't be on camera like that. But he always on camera. So, it really ain't nothing to him. So, yeah, I guess that's it. You know what I'm saying? Season 3, episode 1. And the theme, I started this with the second season. What do you think the theme of this podcast was? I have one in my head, but what do you
this
think?
particular episode?
Yeah, this particular episode.
Enlightenment.
You say enlightenment. I say influence.
Same thing.
You say the same
It's the
thing?
same thing. Enlightenment and influence, the same thing.
How?
Because influence is you influence someone.
Uh-huh.
Enlightenment, you influencing them too. It's just sharing information.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. You put in them on.
You put
They
them
both
on.
putting them
They
on.
both putting them on.
You
I
got-
influence you, I enlighten you.
Yeah.
Just
you
as
got
just
remember
I
putting
tell
on.
you how people debate and argue, just we saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Just using 2 different words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, yeah, I guess we both on the same thing. That's what we was talking about from the beginning to now. We had a lot of information drop from health. I think the last thing we spoke about was, hold on.
That's
Did
cool
we-
part. I guess I got to come back on because we didn't touch on nothing health. We didn't talk about cancer,
And that's-
diabetes.
and that's Life Unscripted.
So hopefully he can let me back on and we can mainly focus on health. We talk more about history and just about the ways of the world. But
Yeah.
hopefully he had me back on and we go deeper into health and I'll stay on the health side.
That was Life Unscripted. I didn't use none of the topics I had.
Oh,
I
yeah, the whole
I had like 4 or 5 topics.
Oh.
That's just Life Unscripted. That's how I started when he said the kapata.
Oh.
And we started there. That would change the whole trajectory. That's what I like about the podcast. It's not too much interview, even though this one really wasn't an interview. It was just you was dropping knowledge on certain things and things of that nature with your paradigm. But I don't want it to be like that. I like it to be kind of random. Like some people may be a whole mechanic. We don't talk about nothing mechanical.
Right.
We talk about the other things. And that's just because you're more than that.
Right.
That's why I like to point out, like, you're more than just what everybody know you for.
I agree. I agree.
But that's podcast season number 3, episode 1. We up and away. Peace out. Oh, also like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If y'all rock with this content, we out of here. Any last words?
Peace.
Peace. Hold on. Before we leave up out of here, I did get that. Okay, bet. I did get that. So I was going to ask about the truths, the individual thought. Because we finished that part, right?
Yeah.
We did.
I don't know when. I don't know if it's
No, but they heard
Oh,
it. They're going to
okay.
hear it. They're going to
Okay.
hear it. They're going to hear it. But all right then, y'all. We out of here. Peace out.